Blast bounty. So a chance to see what they can do. Playing the top level of CS on land, Hugo.
Yes, indeed. I mean, we heard it from the interview coming in. It's a chance for these young rookies to prove themselves here at a top event. So let's see what the new international pieces of Astralis have today versus a new look paiN with just as much to prove.
Yeah, you know, if there was one takeaway from the early games right at the top of the year for paiN, it's that paiN looked really, really solid. Someone who's been around for a while now. First time you might have seen him might have been back in the Academy days where he was on that Furia Academy squad. Was actually the guy that a lot of folks thought would be in Drop's position with when they took him out of their Academy team and put him into the main roster. paiN was another strong talking point.
Oh, it's not about paiN in this pistol because they are getting melted by what might just be a flawless round from Astralis. Great start. Hooksy getting hyped. And he seemed very keen to play with, you know, new, younger, hungrier players. It's all the rage these days, with the Paravision proving that themselves just the other day. The future is now for Astralis. Can they grab it in Kraków? And as they crack on with a pistol.
Saw Dust2 be a real sore spot for paiN. What ended up being a disappointing major, a major that led to changes for the squad. They didn't win it once throughout that event. Losses to G2, Na'Vi, and bait here on Dust2. And I also hope they weren't looking at the Astralis results from that Blast bounty, who lost this to Paravision, if I'm not mistaken. Paravision are an exceedingly good Dust2 team.
Yeah.
And it was a super one-sided loss. 13-1 in that game.
That'll do.
But, you know, heading into that one, it was Paravision, a tournament they went on to win, as we all know. And this is very much a home map for that squad.
And a similar conversation maybe here for Astralis in that we just had with Aurora, right? Losing out early online, not making it to LAN, and then coming up and leveling up for the next event, having a bit more prac time and prep time. So it paid off for Aurora. They looked a lot better here than they did last week. Well, Astralis as well. You'd like to think so. The bar was pretty low. This is a different side to expect the boost on. I wonder if that green top blocks a flash. Gonna shuffle their way out of there as cat control comes in. No way to escape on that corner. Snow popped up cat as well, so methodical here for paiN.
Good thing they did dismantle it because it wouldn't have blocked that flash. That one trickles along the floor.
Hooksy in a nice position here. He just has to believe in it, can't afford to move. Util doing some damage early, but paiN are coming out long with the bomb. Hooksy hoping they check right.
Yeah, not as in check correctly, as in clear the other angle.
And he might be right.
paiN with the clear and important pickup, and that's going to get you out long. 40 seconds now as you set your sights on this A split. Fuzi in position with his AWP. Takes it around towards the long position, looking for an opening. There's Fuzi with the first. All the other kills have come in for paiN in the downtime. And with Fuzi just falling shy of kill number 3, that one quickly gets away from Astralis.
It's a nice try. It's just a shame no one from his team could get a single kill in their positions. Everyone crumbling. Fuzi's the most exciting addition for me, right? Obviously, Ryu has a lot more to prove. Fuzi has been around for some time. Mr. Worldwide, played in all the regions. He's been around the block, that's for sure. From NA to EU to China.
If we see a lot of abuse at this A site, that to me just suggests that paiN went and looked at the Paravision game and saw how they were exploiting Astralis, this A-hold was like a sieve in that match. It was constant short plays, constant short execs out of the Paravision team, and Astralis never once had an answer for it.
Well, at least that gives them something to work on quickly in their first officials. Bigu on the MP7. This is going to be used a lot, I think, this event. Looking really good, this buffed gun. Potent and very affordable. VSM, front of the pack here. Orb trying to cover, but just falls off as Stair takes the line. So VSM, can he catch him off guard? HooXi's throwing nades. Not the best flash. Stair waits.
Waited for the second flashbang to try and set him up. Orb on the line, Fuzi with a missed shot, and you've got to think about saving already. paiN in with a second round. Both the entries coming from VSM. I think it's well worth talking about him as well, because you know we got to cover a good chunk of paiN in their opening games on the year. He's a character, is VSM.
Yeah.
And you know, in kind of his heyday, he was a real force to be reckoned with. Someone who got sent back down into lesser teams, had to try and, you know, kind of keep grinding his way back up to the top, but he's gotten this chance now inside of the paiN squad. And I'll say this, I wasn't really blown away by him at all at Bounty. I think actually my expectations were higher than what he brought to the table. But as we were talking about with Astralis, with Aurora, you've had an extra week or so to get acclimatized, to get accustomed. And I want VSM to have some high output games here, because Pyria very much stole the spotlight out of the new additions.
Yes. Was extremely reliable, on T-sides especially. It was a nice call from paiN after they got the 5v4. They didn't rush, they just waited behind the smoke anti-flash, and as Astralis throw a second flash for Stair, everyone's ready for it. Just dealing with the reaction, forces the save. Orb goes into the next round here. So Astralis have got to do more now with less. Obviously saw the veto earlier. This is paiN's pick of Dust2. Astralis have gone with Overpass, Nuke Decider. Obviously Astralis never touched Anubis. Even tried to avoid Overpass when possible, but now putting it back in their pool.
And I think, you know, that Overpass second is very, very interesting to kind of gauge where paiN are at. Because they're, you know, it is a CT-sided map, but their T-sides in particular stood out as being really, really rough. And when I'm saying that, I'm thinking back even to that Rivals event in Hong Kong where they played Fury with the insane Queserato CT half, where he just kind of would multi-kill what felt like every single round, and they never had answers. They'd already done almost all the work to close that game. They were massively in the lead, and it got away from them on the T-sides, and you were just crediting Pyria as an addition for being a strong output on those T-halves. So that'll be a cool one to check in with paiN, see where they lie, see if Pyria's been a big enough boost to their T-side performances.
Ooh,
here in this round, it's Big Azera showing off that new MP7 buff.
Yeah, it's really strong, right? I think it was already pretty good, but the fact that, you know, it's more affordable and now it even does higher damage, less damage, fall off as well. I mean, 3 different buffs. Very, very potent gun. Even into rounds like this, where Astralis don't have helmets, some run and gun factor to worry about. Able to force the miss shot and follow up. Ryu, nice kills here. Maybe he could grab that AWP on Cat, is what Ryu's thinking. VSM doesn't want to troll the round, so he backs up, allowing Ryu a chance for an upgrade. AK grabbed, or clocked, and Ryu's out of there, hopefully. Just can't go lower.
Oh, it's not guaranteed. VSM denies the AWP save at the end. And so now, not only have you taken the lead, but you're really driving home this economic advantage of punishing Hunt, going to keep the AWP out of play for the side of Astralis.
The view model makes it look gross.
Dude, I think, you know, MP7T side, that's actually like the place for it.
It's true.
For Pyria, there's an entry. It will get followed up onto by Stare. That buddy system employed out towards long. It allows you to keep this even at least. And I like this decision from Astralis. They've been missing on this a little, right? The decision here, they know they've kind of given up long after losing HooXi, so they're going to try and re-aggro short. This trade of space is very, very common when you give up long control. Big Azera goes down without getting anything done. And so now you just have a bit of a safe nook to play from, right? A little cornerback here to kind of hide out in and go about this A defense, play for a retake. They actually try and bring the fight long side, flashing back in for a peek, and that's going to give away a kill on Fuzi. Yabi's just been wallbanged. He never even got to play. And so what started off quite nicely for Astralis after that 4v4, for a brief moment fielding the advantage, now hinges on this boost, finding a kill. Head spotted and ripped clean off. It's a double kill from VSM. Stare tries to escape, but you can't get away from him right now. These are the VSM performances we wanted to see.
Yeah, hot hands coming hunting for those last couple of kills. I can't believe he's ready for that boost. They thought he was planting safe. A little jump up would have meant a bomb denial. Instead, VSM uncrouches into 2 kills. And when he's on a heater, these are a couple of players, him and Pyria, that are going to be very hard to put down. Doesn't overheat, team fighting with him. 4 rounds here for this T side of paiN. Astralis, full broke. They bring some pace, it's contained. paiN don't even take tunnels. That cautious as the mid smoke comes in that there could be a lower rush. So they relinquish control, hand it over, and play a slower round with all the advantages. This is nice and calm for paiN. They can speak Portuguese now.
All right, VSM's been fantastic to open this up, but there's 3 guys around this corner. Like, that's too many even for him, surely. And he might never even have to worry about it. If they go mid to B right now, there is no one here. Yabi pushed into the tunnels right at the start of the round, and so his position might catch them off guard. But if they just trade places with him and go and take B, you're in the spot to win this round. They've dodged the stack on shore. They've spotted the tunnels flank. Now they should know that B is clear. And even though Pyria falls out there in top mid, round should be safe and sound for paiN. They push through after a missed shot, and oh no! Suddenly armed, suddenly dangerous. 2 versus 4. You got to resist the temptation to go for a swing here, because Stare, he would love that. He's holding onto the window, waiting for a reaction, waiting for someone to try and force this fight. Pull of the util would be the time to do it. Snow plays it forward. Flash follows up. Snow dead. You're looking at Big Azera. Captain's got to do this one all alone. Likely can't believe it's gone this far. And so Astralis pull up only with pistols, close on this defuse, but it looks like they've done it. 3 rounds secured. A missed shot from the AWP, and that will cost them dearly.
The worst part is that flick up in mid actually legged the top mid player, right? If you got a kill, suddenly the numbers aren't as bad. You're 2v3 in that post spawn, you're fine, but Astralis just have the players to cycle through that window, winning on the eco. It felt like everything was coming up paiN there. They had the timing, they found the gap, they had an empty B bomb site, and Astralis steal it right away. Hell of a round to pick up here. Just talking about their economy getting crushed. Well, that will do a lot for it. So Astralis can sit back and catch their breath here. Fuzi's AWP on long. And paiN taking mid control. Ooh, flash at least provides enough distraction. This push on long is audacious for HooXi, but he announces it with a step. Superior just plays to contain. It's going to be quite a standoff here, as HooXi won't make that move, not yet.
You know, for now, one of these A players is locked in the long door standoff, and so you might just look to follow through with this A play. Now you got that much less to worry about in the site itself.
Spotted, maybe? That felt very close. Stepples another nade, and it could be his undoing, because they're walking through, catching the kill is Stare. Pop through the smoke, no time to dilly-dally.
Fuzi follows up. That one's a swing and a miss. Tag, put down range on VSM, but him and Piria battling back in this round. Bomb now planted. paiN a chance to get comfortable and set up here. It's not much breathing room as the flank is closing in up through short. NQZ, the only guy with health. You'd love a clean finish on these kills, but it won't come through. Ryu grabs two back. And now looking on, it's Piria all alone, flanked up close, Stare through the spawn. It's well handled, well contained. Ryu with a couple of keen multi-kills in these rounds as well, going a long way for Astralis.
Yeah, he's been hyped up a lot by, you know, his teammates on Astralis, and even people talking about him coming into this team as one to look out for, saving Astralis's bacon in some of these rounds. That was really messy on short. You just need one kill at least to set yourself up for the clutch. Just a bunch of whiffing from full health NQZ. He's an AWPer, not a rifler. So Astralis fight back again. Picking up another difficult retake. I feel like we're going to see more Bigu MP7 than we are going to see him on AK. And at least these T-sides have been methodical, right? The way that paiN stage their rounds, get this mid-control, take Cat, has been slow and steady.
It's a minor detail right now, or there's plenty of time left, but since the start of the round, they left the bomb back in spawn.
Yeah.
NQZ still floating around in top mid. It's just, with how everyone's playing, they're very much set in their positions right now.
Might be Piria's job. NQZ's backing up though. Someone's got to get it. It's always the captain, isn't it? Fine. Back from his B-lurk, VSM joins for the late long take. 40 seconds.
Kind of need everything to go right here if you're paiN. You know, if you get bogged down, if you get stuck fighting for this control for too long, you don't have the time left to win this round. Astralis see you coming out the long doors this late in the round. They hang around to try and fight it. Fuzi playing around the long corner smoke, gets out with his, and Stares one out. The fight onto the lurk in the downtime very quickly. Time is the enemy of paiN. There's no time to be cautious. No time to set up util. They're left running into the open at long, and that will leave them with a save.
Yeah,
AWP gets out of there, and Astralis take the lead.
The long corner smoke is nice in the sense that it stops Fuzi from covering his teammate. They can isolate HooXi and Pit, but like you're saying, with time that low, if you're dropping a long corner smoke at 30 seconds, you can't wait for that to fade. You have to come through into multiple Astralis players fighting, and Snow gets nothing done from short. So it all goes a bit pear-shaped here for paiN on a very late long take. You don't often see players committing with 4 out long with 40 seconds on the clock. So disastrous round to lose, and Astralis building momentum here on the CT side. 3 rounds in a row, 2 of them being very difficult post plants. And now a more inspiring win with only an AWP saved out of it for paiN.
I think you're still kind of feeling the scars of that lost round to the Eco, right? Like this idea that if they played it a bit more safe, they likely don't make that mistake. Because I would say they made some pretty audacious moves in that early collection of rounds that they got, thinking about some of the VSM just run and gun rounds. But that's changed across the last 3 since they lost to the Pistols. They're trying to tighten it up, but all it's really doing at the moment is leaving them with little time left to end their rounds.
Now you have to give NQZ the room and respect to find you an opener. Fuzi has been keen to take this short line time and time again. Lower jump spots the AWP though. NQZ has a bit more room to move. No one giving anything in middle. Maybe paiN just walk through. Waiting right now for a kill that will not come. So as they try to force it, mid to be smoke, bomb still outside of tunnels. Yeah, be ready to block the door. Force them through the window. Ooh, this is fun. Oh, second too late.
Trying to bait them with a shot on the pistol. Oh, it nearly worked, and instead, tunnel visioned on the promise of that kill. Walks right into the prying eyes of Fuzi, who was waiting at the car. Double nades ring out into middle, and Snow is also picked up on the back of the HEs. That AWP is now out in the open. Stairs got eyes on it. 3v5 here for paiN as they're shut down out towards middle. No smoke, even a block off the spawn, and so you're left with a last-second decision to go and regroup in the tunnels.
Got to save this AWP, surely. Looking for that back pick. It's a nice play again for paiN, but I don't think you should commit with the AWP here. 20 seconds and 2 players in the bomb site. Blind comes in. And yeah, send the pistols in maybe, but this AWP needs to get out of there. It's going to go very wrong. Easy kills for Yabi. VSM once again walks away. And even then, nothing's guaranteed. Does the AWP not have ammo? He'll get it. 6 rounds though for Astralis, considering there was a 4-round streak here for paiN. Coming from their first gun round, Astralis have recovered very well.
All right, long pick for VSM. Won't survive the crossing as there's a lot of players at long ready to receive that exact play. So that's the top performer for paiN, dead first as he tries to take his spawn. Yeah, be up close here in middle.
Who's ready for this?
Superior is solid, clear, great check, and it's at least given them an option here in this 4v4. Fuzi's just missed that timing, but he saw 2 players on the reposition. Here he is going to hear the drop down. Here's the flank coming in through the tunnels. paiN just follow it forward. Into Ryu. Another multi-kill round required. He's had them in spades. 2 quick kills on the B defense, and now NQZ, big nade, knocks out Stair, and the follow-up is in. NQZ, big smile on his face at the end of that one. Everything aligned for the Brazilian AWPer.
How back and forth does it get? I mean, the cover on the flank is all because of Piria's lurk in mid. Hearing Fuzi drop, it gives him a free opening kill on that flanking player. And despite a beautiful double kill in the B side for Ryu, 12 and 5, none of that is enough. The nade perfectly timed, and the round just comes to him. Frustrating round to lose for Astralis. It was all going so well. NQZ getting in the game just at the right time to split this half. Ooh, jiggled.
They never saw paiN get out, but there has been timings open, so it's something Fuzi's got to be considering in the long run. Flash around the corner, Hooksy went to clear it. Still that Fuzi AWP bested. paiN jiggle, absolutely nails him. So maybe there's still some hope here. It's the two fresh faces, VSM and paiN, also the two top performers left in this 2v3.
Oh, pressure put on by Stare Up on Cat, and he will survive the fight. That gap realized by paiN that he can just run it up long right now. He'll take it. Smoke down. Stare back on the bomb site. And a lurk up short. VSM needs to find this kill while Stare is in the open. They've got a brief window of opportunity, and VSM seizes it. 2v2 through the molly. Bomb can cross after the break.
Yep, he's been able to work his way in close, but paiN goes for the check. Manual mode. Leaves it on Ryu. Been spotted out here towards long. And look what he's picked up. MP7, not what he bargained for. Going to elect to play with the Deagle, closing the distance in. Onto a rifle now. This guy's been full of multi-kills in this game, but how's he supposed to get this one? They're ready to double swing, ready to double peek, and it's not even required. paiN will level out on the half after that initial streak of 4. They finish things off 6-all.
Well, if there's one thing Astralis fans are used to, it may be paiN. But right now, Astralis are making a case here on the T side, finding 6 rounds, or moving to the T side, in fact. A solid defense, a solid B anchoring from Ryu. He stood up, stood out for this Astralis team, as paiN are able to squeeze a couple in and make it an even game. Pyria, eyes on him, definitely as a very young and inexperienced player. Showcases some very strong mechanics. Battle of the new boys on both these squads.
Yeah, 2 changes for either side. And strong showings from all the new faces here. Fuzi, tap down range, just going to try and harass Snow in at the back of the plat. He gets out with his 1. VSM also holds down the fort for a 1-for-1 trade. You're left in this 3v3 now. Util on NQZ. And so certainly down to give this a try.
Smoke for the car. Got to deal with that later. Yabi on the corner. High flash, hears it, turns back and able to squeeze a kill with Stare. Odds dwindling now with damage done. Thrust into a 1v1. Fuzi fights out in the open, risks the round, but takes it with him. Astralis with a pistol. That's both locked in.
And I like that from Fuzi. You know, it's a little risky taking the fight straight up, looking for the confirmed close after he bests the window player, but, you know, didn't really have a whole lot of options and just backs his aim. And honestly, I think that's what you want from your AWP here on Dust2. Now, Bigazero is really trying to get ahead of the curve on the MP7 meta.
The whole team are. He's made it a mandate. Triple MP7. I mean, it's cheaper as well, Harry. Keep that in mind. $1,400. It's, you know, an economic weapon. If you're on a budget, on a force buy, give it a go. Ooh. Spamming the smoke, but Astralis make it in. 3 MP7s. It's like in the Gev. Yeah.
Boost up. HooXi
About to win this.
dead as he tries to go for the bomb plant.
Uh-oh.
Are they ready for a player who's just been sat in elevator the whole time? NQZ. Able to keep pressure on these players in the site. Otherwise, this angle down into CT spawn is a good one to fight on. You can see Fuzi still trying to commit to it.
Flank is so late. They just have to run through the smoke together. Another boost up and another spot for Stare. Mauls it. Long contained by Ryu, and it's okay. paiN, force buy, gets an opener. That's it. Astralis, nice slowdown there. Letting paiN search for kills. It's been a minute. But honestly, I mean, it's hard not to be, but more optimistic for this Astralis lineup than any of them last year. You know, adding HooXi added, you know, brief uptick for this team. He had some great individual performances as well, but he's regressed to the mean. And it seemed like the vibe wasn't there for Astralis by the end of last year. That's sickening.
He was spotting the arm the entire time, and so just guns it out towards mid. HooXi thought he was being slick. Ends up getting slimed. And so now a 5v4 for paiN in their eco. We've had an eco win already.
This would be crazy, though. But Triple B, it's got my attention. You feel like it will just come down to which site HooXi calls from dead cam. Up Cat. Best way to avoid this stack. With only P250s and a P2K on Bigazera, no hope. Astralis seem to have called their way out of the danger zone.
Bigazera hiding in this smoke.
It's naughty.
Could get weird. Plays it through, but a missed opportunity. Be ready for NQZ in at the ramp. He's been spotted now and should get dealt with pretty cleanly by Yabi. VSM really taking his time on the backstab. Could prove to be worth it. This Pyria scout, kill to the good already, arrives over on short with VSM in tow. Snow trying to close the distance up through CT. Yabi makes quick work over that push. And so jobs are good and for Astralis. They find these conversions and they largely get through it unscathed.
Just a sigh of relief with a bunch of missed shots here from paiN. Astralis able to get rid of that eco. This was crazy. To tank the molly and still find the headshot on the jump. Lovely stuff. Orbs out.
He's had a pretty decent grasp on the game thus far, outside of the 4K round from NQZ. Fuzi is taking a lot of the attention, but I think it would be a marvel if he's able to keep that up now, moving to the T half.
paiN gave NQZ a lot of room to look for picks and to play slow rounds so he could find openers. He couldn't really pick players off though. Will Fuzi get a better chance? It's going to come down to how much paiN are fighting in middle, and VSM is playing a dangerous game right now. Slinks back to the B bomb site. Cat control taken. No flash used by Fuzi, so Astralis don't announce it. They save more for the exec. They've got a lot of nades right now, 45 seconds. Mid to be smoke keeps these B players attentive.
And we are getting a look at a B split for Astralis. These rotates are far away and will be locked out by this util, so you need the B site to withstand this. Good control for Snow. Even able to get that third. Fuzi in hot water now as he's cognizant they could just push through CT, and time is a big problem here for Astralis. Now that they've lost Fuzi, it's going to fall to Ryu, who might have made it through the B site, but what can you really expect from him here? Bomb lost in mid, crossfire set up for paiN. The rifles come out and they immediately leave a good impression. That is a fantastic hold from Snow.
Huge multi-kill, just spraying with the A4. 3 kills on the top as VSM dies for the setup. Snow makes it worth his weight. Excellent spray, and paiN continued to keep the pressure on, flashing through that mid to B smoke, not letting Fuzi escape with the orb. He's got to rebuy it now. Astralis, funds starting to run out. Orb crossed, VSM's got his, and he re-peeks into Fuzi, who is hot on the shot. Missed chance for NQZ, this double orb looking to be costly here as paiN surely can't retake this site. It might be a kill and a round to come of it. That's all it takes. So hey, they give Fuzi what he wants, the chance to open up the round, and he wins it. Worth hunting guns here for sure.
Yeah, just a feel-good round for Astralis. You know, whenever he hasn't had the spawn, you see Fuzi kind of fall into the more support AWP kind of vibe, right? It was him teeing up flashes, teeing up util when they tried to take Catwalk in that last round. But here, gifted with a B spawn and just given the runway to go and take that fight, even the idea that he's clashing with the second AWP, right, for paiN, facing off against VSM, you want him to feel comfortable there. You want him to feel like he can force those openers. And Fuzi succeeds, and you were dead on that. One kill just decided the outcome of everything. The double AWP is already very expensive.
Long spawn.
Another spawn for Fuzi, and another chance to play early, but they've made it past him.
Yeah, saving the double AWP will be interesting for Astralis. What are they going to do with this? paiN, you would just never expect this. Throws himself through the smoke on long. The last thing Astralis are thinking of. That is a ballsy play. And it's not going to stop. These two new additions for paiN playing fearlessly. Not feeling the pressure of the bright lights and the stature of their first Kraków. A 5v3 for paiN, they just sit back and relax. Just blown to bits.
Shame for Ryo as he's left in another one of these, you know, just rough endings to the round. Everyone else has died around him, and even though he's clearly feeling it in this game, some positions are just unwinnable. And this 1v5 meant to be one of them. Swing on out, Big Azera there to punish. And so that double AWP, chance to run it back again, paiN decide against it.
I wonder, because they actually picked up two AWPs and then they dropped them both back, so maybe it was a miscall, maybe they actually wanted it. It all happened very quickly at the end of the round.
Dude, the death from HooXi feels like a bit of a head scratcher, right? Him not even considering the lower tunnels push, but I wonder if that's actually a symptom of that paiN crazy aggro on long. You might have thought they had extra players there, that they'd committed to a long take, because otherwise you're left wondering, why on earth would he push that far? For whatever reason, HooXi deciding that lower tunnels was clear, just hoping it was, ended up digging a deeper hole for Astralis in that round. Now it's down to this. B-pop, VSM, first shot lands on the spam. Snow might be blind, but still offering up resistance, and they get destroyed trying to come out through the tunnels. HooXi is not long for this world.
VSM, what a map. You said you had higher expectations of him than you saw in those first couple of games at the Bounty, but right now delivering on that. He was destroying domestic competition in Brazil for some time after years out of the top. And paiN felt like, hey, not only would they rather go back to a full Brazilian lineup, but why not give this guy another chance to prove himself? Right now he is seizing that opportunity.
Yeah. I mean, I think, you know, you kind of take the chance, you take the risk on it under this idea of, well, surely he's hungry, right? Surely he's really keen to take this opportunity. And hey, right now, feels like they're right in that assessment, because I don't think it was the best initial outing at Bounty. It's clear he's put some time in between that tournament and this one to feel properly ready for IEM Kraków, and yeah, just showing up with a fantastic game. Money now broken for Astralis, so paiN are about to level the playing field. ID delivers you an opener.
No gun though. Fuzi's grabbed the deagle. Can't quite get that rifle in middle, not yet. Trying to hold on to it as NQC. In the open is paiN, and it doesn't seem to matter. Triple spray, perfect. Where
others would go back and just try and play the crossfire, paiN so willing to just back his individual skill in a number of these spots, from the crazy long rush that started this streak, now a swing out wide into the open, a fight the pistols on Cat.
The long thing is so cool because it's like, you know they're not expecting it, but also you don't have the experience at Tier 1 to really know that. Just trusting your read of the game, that is the last thing anyone would do. And right now, it's put paiN back in position. 10-10 as Astralis call a timeout. Can they stop this journey of paiN? 3 rounds straight.
And I mean, what really kind of stands out in these last couple of rounds is it feels like it's paiN really controlling the tempo of this game. Whenever Astralis have tried to be the ones initiating, thinking about some of these tunnels pushes, they've often just had it decisively go against them. Here, another example of tempo setting from paiN, aggression from VSM. Just sets a tone for the round. A 5v4 picked up early, and so now Astralis pretty reluctant to move too quickly. They're already a man down, just trying to take the standard positions right at the start of the round.
Yeah. That wasn't even HooXi rushing the job down lower. He was just holding the stairs, and VSM peeks in and finds a perfect headshot. He's feeling it right now. Piria the same. We've seen his spray control. What's he got on this long position?
Oh, Flash is good. Flash is great. Stare tees them up for success.
It's the turn that lets him down. If he just sprays blind, maybe a multi on his plate. They're going to rotate around the world. This is decisive from HooXi. The sooner they go, the better. paiN are getting inquisitive in middle. Right now they think it's long. Are they going to clear B? Snow is looking. VSM back in time. No way they've read this. What a move to make. And Yabi might get caught, bomb in his hand, but finds a headshot. Just VSM now.
I really don't know if you're going to expect him here. You might think that's it for the B hold. Dead down in the tunnels. VSM, a lot of work to do. And as the AWPs rotate in, and that's AWPs plural, double in for the retake. They lose one straight away. And QZ, moment he plays through the window, he's got 2 players to fight against, and his gun only fires 1 bullet at a time. So going back and dealing with QZ's nice, but there's that backstab stare arriving a little late to the party. Really comes as a surprise to paiN.
Team Flash kind of ruins the round there because VSM was already fighting, and then he gets full blind. The enemy gets full blind, he re-peaks, it expires. If that flash comes a second later, or if he's hidden for a second more, couple of kills available for him there. Desperate spray. fuzi saves it with that kill. Awkward round to lose there. And Astralis just taking the lead back in round 21.
And look, I mean, this is now really important for paiN. This is their pick in this series. Their Overpass, at least with the old roster, never felt like a safe bet. Break on that smoke, and fuzi's delivered yet another opening kill. And so even though I was excited to see how paiN look on Overpass, it's more because, you know, their T-sides had huge problems, and these 2 changes almost feel like they are tailored towards upping the output on their T-halves. That's not to say that the data puts them in a tremendously strong or fighting position in this series if Dust2 gets away from them. Piria doing what he can out here on long. Big Azera lobbing in, supporting Util just to try and buy him more time. Make no mistake, Astralis are coming for this long control. Corner smoke in, allows them to ice out the pit player.
Oh, it's getting hectic now. Double up from the CT side. There's a lurk out mid that does catch Snow. Could they take the bomb back? They would need to run right now. They know VSM is on the A side of the map, so cutting him off is Ryu. This bomb, it's a long road. Trying to move it fluid with his teammate. Might they just go cat together? They know VSM is spawn. Astralis don't want to overthink this, but crossing is a high risk, and so VSM hears them coming back.
Absolutely manipulated Astralis now. Had them worried that he was ahead of the curve on that B rotation. An important pickup for Fuzi and Astralis. Map point, 2 chances to close on paiN's pick.
It's the 2 new boys who save Astralis when they're getting shredded on that A split. They pull back and they close out that 2v3 with 3 frags from Fuzi. He's 4-0 on openers as well, Harry. Just been nailing them. Well, Hooksy is being a liability as an individual. He can't kill anyone. He's getting picked numerous times. He is never getting traded. Right now, Ryu and Fuzi dragging them over the line with some great rounds at a stare as well, must be said. Map point for Astralis on a must-win map for paiN. As Astralis have to finish, they still have one more full buy to get past. Really good long spawns for Astralis, though, you'll note in this. If they take them, might be out of paiN's hand. Only 2 players dedicated to this side of the map. NQC's AWP. Corner smoke, must respect it.
Out of all the times to send the AWP long, this is probably the best time to have done it for paiN. paiN likes to play aggressive here, likes to be involved in those long fights, and so those flashes would have ruined his day. At least with the AWP, you're able to go through the motions, fall back a little bit here. These flashes for peaks are nothing more than a ruse.
Not again.
And nearly caught with util out, stare on the cross, blowing open that smoke. It's all getting a bit chaotic. They've crossed into the site. VSM, Big Azera playing close to this smoke out of the spawn. Flushed back by the util. That rolls out a red carpet for the bomb plant here. Astralis, this is a golden opportunity to win out on Dust2.
You've got the AWP flanking right now. That's just not going to work. Fuzi's in pit, refusing to give away this kill. Forget about this fight alongside. It's a 3v3 for the game.
Backstab for Yabi. Ryu watching for the smoke push. And time is starting to become a very big problem for paiN. Need these kills and they need them quickly. Noise made on the long side. Fuzi's got NQZ's number again. And for Big Azera, try as he might, there is no winning that 1v3. Astralis pull up to Dust2. Took him a little while to get going, but once they did, there was no stopping them. Strong land debut as well for guys like Fuzi. He outclassed NQZ in that AWP head-to-head, and it wasn't even close. Astralis, slowly but surely, working their dust in the right direction. How's paiN's overpass gonna fare? This first half feels like it's gonna be of high importance. The CT side is the only kind of verifiable bright spark for paiN that we have to go on, and so you want to get off to a good start here. You want to collect as many rounds as you can and just make life easy for yourselves in that second half of play. Towards long in this pistol, go in to the quaddies, waiting for them in the toilets. Chewed up by Snow and NQZ. Yabi now stands as the sole survivor out here in long. Fuzi trying to alleviate some of this pressure.
Relax.
Give the bomb away to get the hell out of here because you don't like what you've seen.
Oh dear, they're chasing down the low player. That's a smart move here from Astralis. The smoke gives them a bit of room. They won't commit into the bomb site, although that felt very open. paiN goes back just in case. Let Julies join him. It's now a very weird mid-round, but if paiN play passive, they can play to the advantage of the clock. So Astralis have a lot of maps still to clear. Ryu out middle.
I think, you know, the mid-rounds is where Astralis have found a lot of their success. It was only when paiN kind of took the pace out of their T-side back on that first map that Astralis found any type of leeway. And so here would be another chance to demonstrate that. NQZ, has he just found a masterful gap? Two players, back turn, only going to get out with one. Could have been the end of the round right there. But now it's still alive.
Oh no.
Pick up for Ryu. Again, it's these two fresh faces for Astralis trying to battle back in, and they'll go into the crossfire. VSM there to shut it all down. paiN breathe a little easier that pistol doesn't get away from them.
Yeah, moments of worry there for paiN, certainly, but the huge 5v3 advantage taken on long is enough to finish off. This has been a map you alluded to last map that has had some trouble for paiN, some T-sides especially. Only playing it a handful of times since it got reintroduced back into the pool. Astralis at least have a bit more experience on it. Because error.
Yeah, I think that's been one of the things with the Anubis change, bringing it in, is like teams who could kind of afford to neglect Overpass a little bit. You know, now you've been forced to pick one. It's you either learn Overpass or you get to grips with the new Anubis.
Well, paiN, they don't have a choice. Astralis' first full buy round here. Still MP7's in play. See, Harry, the MP5 has been buffed as well. No one's playing that.
Problem with the MP5, and we all know it, it's the sound.
Sounds awful. MP7's got that dog in it. Sounds like an M4.
Whereas the MP5 sounds like if you were doing like aquatherapy with a small dog, letting it swim around, you know? Just the little splashes. So yeah, no one likes it.
Ryu removes one of the two. Astralis get out long. Oh, this could go very wrong for Fuzi unless he peeks immediately. Does miss that toilet player in the flick back. Too late. 40 seconds, and Astralis again have a lot of map to close up on. That smoke fought behind it by NQZ. His teammate needs to go back to the bomb site. Right now, it's a big gap. Ooh. Astralis have smoked themselves.
Oh, they're trying to go B right now. That's because Yabi's
no.
made it out into the B side, but they've been blocked in it connector. Reason he's got all this B space is because, well, paiN went and fought for short. Snow has ended the round right here. There just isn't time for Yabi to win this anymore. And so that decision to change their mind in the mid-round with the final, 20, 30 seconds left, it comes back to haunt you. Yabi might have had the room, but you didn't have the path to rotate.
Yeah, that explains the front side smoke, but yeah, they had a free open bomb site. That's a couple of rounds now. Astralis have had way more room than they thought.
Dude, if I want to look for some nice signs right now for paiN, I actually like that they've been so dedicated to fighting early and mid. It's something that you've seen a lot of teams have kind of moved away from, playing back within the sites themselves, largely looking for info. I think squads that set a precedent early of, hey, we're going to fight you for the bathrooms, we're going to fight you for this control, it's only good in the long run because you still have that option to go back, play within the site, play for the information. What it's going to do is Astralis now have to clear toilets properly every time they go there, through fear of this setup, through fear that paiN are going to be fighting for the control. And so what you've essentially done is taken a lot of the pace out of the game. You're going to have to burn util, you're going to have to waste time clearing these positions.
And the late toilet reaggress is a classic Brazilian move, right? If we think back to the LGSK of old. So paiN, again, 3 players on this top site, a weakened lower site. But Astralis don't really have the weaponry nor util to offer much of a threat. One smoke, one flash. VSM committed monster side with a bit of cover from Snow. Molly ready to go on his contact. There it is, perfectly timed. Snow takes some damage, but there is no punish here. They're even going to swing back out for the fight. They're not trying to escape. They're trying to box their way out of this corner. Astralis, one good flash, but I say good. I regret it. It's the entry that does the damage. Fuzi with a double up. Ryu's taking space. Headshot with the deagle. Big Uzera clutched up, but that nade could kill the planter.
Alex not to throw it in, not straight away. Fuzi still dead. The HE rains down. And now Ryu locked in this 1v1. His aims look solid throughout the series, and he's going to demonstrate it there. The killing blow dealt to Bigazera. And once more, it's the two international pieces, Ryu and Fuzi, to help get Astralis on the board.
Just a straight up 2v5. No funny business, just Fuzi business. Out Monster with a brutal double, and Ryu took all that space back. Clutch in the open. And Astralis getting the game with that round of all. That heavy A-side stack, live to regret it. Oh, uncrouch on the flash, but Yabby's ready. It's a sharp shot. NQZ's AWP floating on the top side. And Yabby keeping control of B, looking for his lurk timing again.
Is the example of like having to pay respect to these toilet setups, you know? Like you have to get that front bathroom smoke in, you got to get the divider molly in. Even now when you move into the toilets, you've still got angles left to check, so there's more util coming out just to remove options. But this was all a matter of the conditioning that paiN have laid on early. You've burnt through almost all the Astralis util. That aggression from NQZ wasn't ready for Ryu, pushed in deep.
It's very anti-AWP utility for Astralis there, right? Even just that front side smoke that lets them scale up with the deep toilets, Molotov. They're expecting the AWP. They just didn't expect it to do that.
And, you know, pending a big moment from Bigazera, this is a save brewing. He's the only guy over towards the top site, and he hears Astralis moving in.
Ooh, it's a good exit to allow these saves. But you're right, there's no win in this. Ryu, nice luck with the utility there. It does feel like a crazy move for NQZ to try and thread the needle with the AWP of all things. But feeling like if he sat in the bomb site, they could have just walked into it. Feeling like he had to make a play, and it's that play that gets Astralis back in with another round. Just when you're out on Astralis, they pull you right back in.
Terrorists win. Yeah, just need to kill that saving guy.
Going to plan right now. And no money here for paiN, just those saves. Pace. It's a quick toilet smoke for Hooksy. Yabby is just a nuisance on this B site right now. He again catches Snow off the boost. It's a boost or a jump, either way. It's a perfect headshot, and Ryu follows up. That's sickening. I thought you couldn't hold angles in this game.
I mean, I've been very, very impressed in this series by what Ryu's brought to the table. Just been very pretty to watch. So often feels like he'll get two where a lot of players would struggle to even get one. Thinking about some of his tunnels holds back on Dust2. Feels like he doesn't even know the meaning of the word Pika's advantage.
Again, this smoke up front side stair could just walk through it right now. Peria's on a boost. Does have the element of surprise, and so Astralis were going B anyway.
Yeah, and even learning about that, but now it just kind of galvanizes your belief that B is the right call. You know, there's two players up at that top site. You know, there's not a lot to worry about in this round, and so don't overcomplicate it.
They won't. Bomb goes down, plenty of time. Util in the way. This is a save. T-side looking pretty good. Oh, Ryu. Oh, it might go wrong for him here.
Astralis are very committed to the idea of hunting. But with the decision to go long, you put enough distance between yourself and them to not really be worried about it. Should be 3 guns getting out here for paiN. Even heard when we got to the cameras earlier, the talk about hunting those saving players down. Something that will prove important. If you're able to take control of the money on T-side Overpass, you are in such a strong position.
One bullet. Yeah. Good spot. Fuzi had a strong conversion rate on the opening kills last map. Especially good on T-sides. It's just what Astralis need at 5v4.
This round, or, you know, like save depending, I guess, the next round, or arguably the defining rounds of this first half. They get to decide just how much Astralis get to push the boat out on this T half, on this T side. If they win out the half on the harder of 2 sides, there's very little left in this for paiN, and it's a punishing B play dealt the way of them here.
I love that mid-round call. I mean, they just see the short push and Yabby calls they're on me. And Astralis just speed up, rush out the monster, players looking the wrong way. paiN gets a really pretty double.
If they save on NQZ here, they can get a buy in the next. And so they kind of get to offload the big problem in this round onto that next round with a chance still to fight. But Yabby, if he just turned around here, he would have spotted NQZ, who's now gotten away from him. This save is huge. If you get out with it, 4-gun buy in that next round.
Yeah, worth going for. Astralis showing a variety of paces here. Been fine to bleed the clock. Also have just thrown in a couple of quicker B hits to keep paiN on their toes. You can never be too sure what's coming your way now. Some stress for paiN in this opening match of stage 1.
Yeah, and, you know, so you kind of have pushed the burden of last round onto this one, but now this is like the round for the entire half, really. We've been saying that paiN struggle on these T sides, that they've notoriously had a rough time of getting the ball rolling on their T halves, and that no scoreline has felt super safe. Well, you run the risk of getting beat hard in this first half if you don't win this rifle round. It means Astralis are going to be and just continue to maintain this power position where every round they win is leaving paiN with these desperate cobbled together buys, or you break their money entirely and then you get a 2-for-1. This round decides if Astralis get to that power position, get to keep paiN really on the back foot. And so if there ever was a time to perform, it's now. NQZ gets his AWP, you've got all the bells and whistles. If you want to be competitive on Overpass, you've got to stop this B rush.
Oh my goodness, it's coming in hot. Great grenades at least do damage to Astralis, and VSM holds strong with a double. Volleys come in, both players get burned. NQZ has to reposition, he can't afford to miss a single shot, and he nails that kill onto Stair. Reflash to get the trade, but they've got to clear the pit of paiN, who has been here the whole time. Astralis could slow down if they want, they could reset. This bomb is still committed. Ryu is looking for a headshot, but going past this pit, he doesn't know that paiN sits inside. Fuzi has the cover, and again, these 2 additions in the late round prove to continually be the source of rounds for Astralis. Fuzi waiting, he's gonna nail it, isn't he? Big Uzera swings in, and Fuzi is so reliable to shut down these rounds. How many 2vx's are we gonna get from Ryu and Fuzi today?
Yeah, I think if you're Astralis and you had any, type of doubts about the move to international, is that departing too much from the DNA of Astralis? You just can't argue with the results that these two guys keep giving you. These are feel-good rounds because even when things aren't going picture perfect, you've got these two guys just to bail you out of seemingly any situation.
Just rough rounds to lose, man, because in both of these B hits, we've seen great doubles, one from paiN, one from VSM in that previous round, and it's still not enough. Astralis getting out. Fine and dandy. Triple boost to B, put the M4 to use, but it's going to get avoided. Astralis go back to A. They've just hit 2 B rounds fast, back to back. And then they go back to what was working initially, which is just this slow toilet clear. Using a lot of util.
paiN have just dismantled the triple B stack right as Astralis change their mind and look for the B play.
And now Connector as well would have just been 3 kills, maybe 3 kills. Smoke up heaven and paiN, yeah, you just got to drop in, you got to hope for the best here. Need someone to have a crazy moment for paiN. Won't be paiN. Bomb going to go down, and again, time remaining. Room for error. Perfectly called T round here for Astralis. What more could you want? Pistol converted by paiN. 6-round streak from Astralis on the T side of Overpass.
Terrorists win.
I mean, at this point, you just got to shoot for the stars. The longer you can keep paiN here, the better. You could go on one hell of a streak right now, Astralis. They've made sure of as much. You really see the air of comfortability they have here on Overpass. paiN, at least this time, don't feel like they're working with limitations. They've got everything they need, but this is where Astralis might just run back one of these up-tempo B rounds. Fuzi with the front spawn, it takes that AWP quickly out towards short. And now that you've got him holding this line, these players over towards Monster feel a way bigger degree of freedom to start to play early. There is a mistiming here. VSM should have a kill on a platter. Fuzi dead, and there's nothing he could have done about that. The cover wasn't there from Stair. He even misses on the attempt at the trade.
Oof. That's quite a standoff. Hooksy wins it, but he's not ready for a second. So trade must be found, and paiN disallows. Denied. paiN do pick it up on this B site. I like the opening move. Fuzi getting aggressive there and trying to find the pick. It's something Yabby's done a couple times with rifles and been able to find openers with. But yeah, the smoke down and connector, VSM moves through it, and Stair never sees him. Even a bit of spam might have dissuaded that. But Fuzi has no cover, no one with him. It's a nice move from VSM, not afraid to make plays as we've learned in this game. So Astralis, when in doubt, what do you do? Rush B? Fuzi tries it again with a rifle.
They're running back the exact same round. Stair again, covering down in the connector. This time an entry gifted to Yabby, and because Fuzi doesn't have that AWP, he doesn't feel as restricted to hold the line. Instead, he's actually going to creep through the short smoke.
Ooh.
And into the open, nearly a catch on paiN out towards CT. Util to follow up here. This time you've got that man advantage in the bag, and so they just play it forward. Yabi, fantastic set of openings. Very quickly looking to put Astralis back on the path to a victory.
Just a save force. You don't even really care about the money at this point. You just can't win the round. Really pacey round from Astralis. And yeah, the fact that they run it back exactly the same shows that they know what they wanted to do. They just It was just a con play for VSM, and he's not in con this time. He can't do it. Stair has the cover.
Yeah, I think that's likely almost the exact conversation they had heading into that round. You know,
it's
like
a good call.
VSM's not going to do it twice.
Yeah.
And so, you know, everything else about it they like the look of.
And the difference is, like you said, no AWP. Fuzi just able to walk into B. They've got entries out Monster. It's a bit more aggressive. It's a bit more pacey for Astralis. And it certainly works. Exits are nice. They change nothing at this point in the game. Astralis can buy full, so can paiN. 70 rounds overpass? God damn. Maybe even 8.
I mean, the thing that's also nice about this back-to-back B assault is now you've likely put the worry in paiN. The thought is at least going to cross their mind. Well, do they do that again? Do they just go back to the B hit? One of the things that's kind of been letting them down is it feels like wherever they've stacked their resources, it's been in the wrong place, and Astralis have dodged it. Run boost for Pyria.
Yeah, over the molly. Astralis threw 2 mollies. They throw one in front of barrels and one on the short side. Fuzi's first miss on the opener, all series long. And QZ shuffles in, and out short, Stair finds a response. B is looking tempting. Oh, careful VSM.
Oh, he saw him in heaven. There's the swap. Bigazera caught by the boost. And now you start to feel very claustrophobic if you're one of these monster players, one of these pillar players. Snow playing up close to the smoke, trying to block them as they come through the monster aggro. Can't hold on. And for NQZ, a tricky 1v2 in front of him. Time's on his side here. He's here very, very quickly, but giving up a lot of ground. Full belt a util for NQZ. Does he value the element of surprise, or does he want to get this util in? Astralis know that this is by no means over. Stair plays it forward, looks for the kill, but can't convert. And so now you've got all that util to start putting to work. Flashes come out, nades to follow. Slowly but surely you're cutting off angles, places where Ryu could be. NQZ needs 2 shots down range to lay Ryu to rest. And this guy's been a hard one to get past. Latest addition to Astralis holds his nerve again in another clutch. And he'll continue cooking up rounds. A fantastic T-side out of Astralis. paiN now move on to the tougher half. Do they have it in them? Astralis in pole position and hungry for a 2-0. They move into a very comfortable half here, CT side of Overpass. For paiN, swing and a miss in that first half of play. Success in the pistol, but not much to look forward to outside of that. And a tall task now ahead of them. This is their most troublesome side on a troublesome map for this team. This is a very comfortable Astralis. If you do want to come back, it's got to start straight away.
Yeah, they lost both pistols and Dust. At least they got one here. That's all they took. And a single rifle round. Pressure on paiN, blocking the monster, or in the short tunnel, Ryo almost gets fed to the wolves. Able to get out of there, go back to this B stack. paiN do look interested in what this site has in store. 4-man B hold, Fuzi jump spotting on A. It's a pretty good setup right now for Astralis. Ready to deal with a probable B pop, but that bomb rotates out. paiN know they've been spotted. Jay, I'm watching you, man.
Period. Really loud on this rotate back up.
It's got to go.
And so Astralis have a bit of forewarning that this play is coming in, but only 2 players in the site itself. Fuzi just about gets out of there. And so we'll be alive come the time of this retake, which is dawning upon Astralis now. Bomb planted. That earlier damage to VSM leaves him a little squishy in this post plant.
No kit, no nades. How do you win this?
No flank either, so if you do want to disrupt the toilets post plant, you're going to have to go fight for it. That hinges on not losing too many players early in this retake, and that's not panned out for Astralis. Oh, Big Azera goes on a tear. Captain puts the team on his back in that pistol round with a big 3K.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, you said it was a necessity to get back in this game, but I still want to see these full rifle rounds for paiN because it's on a map they've had trouble on. It's a map they've avoided at all costs. And so they're going to need more than just a pistol. They're going to need some depth on this T side. Astralis don't force buy, getting their guns in ASAP, trusting in their rifle rounds. Oh my. There's a new triple boost. Every bloody day on this map, there's a new boost. You're going to use it on a full eco? Almost feels wasteful. Not if you win it. Fuzi spots someone. Gotta hit the double dink here. Flash, but no one's clearing this from paiN. Fuzi waits for the guarantee, and he gets it as well. Where's he gone? Snow's lost. More damage done, but he does respond on long. NQZ multi-kill.
Oh, God.
Oh, no, the USPs are coming through, and maybe it was all worth it. After all, with the bomb down in mid, paiN has to save them the reload. I think he gave position. Do they realize they should? They get the bomb. They forgot the bomb. They ran past the bomb. He's got a chance. Stair thinks they've got the bomb. He is rotating out as well. This is a mess of a round. It was only pistols. They can just run away.
Hanging around to fight is VSM. Oh, spotted down in the connector. This time he'll just play to evade.
That's it. That's the round. You can't walk through that. You're not meant to walk through that. Oh dear, if Stair stayed around, he has fights right there. Favorable fights, perhaps. Ooh la la. Only an eco, but certainly a good run. Oh, if he found 2
That was
kills.
like that was the Olaf Pass experience. They didn't know where they were getting shot from. They couldn't figure it out.
Do you think they'll go mid 12 more rounds in a row and never realize it, though? That's a true Olaf Pass experience. Why didn't they go long?
Well, tech issue on VSM. He dropped out right at the end of that round.
Scary.
During the break, just because there's no way anyone could know about this, VSM was like trying to raise spirits just by doing some weird little crouch thing with his view model, but I could see on the cameras, I could see looking down over the edge of our little commentary perch up here. It had the whole team laughing. They were all joining in with it.
Vibe merchant, perhaps?
Yeah, well, I think it's just a nice thing, you know, to have someone that can have a bit of a joke, have a bit of a laugh, just to try and raise the team morale.
Sure. They need it. They went on to convert their pistol.
Snow especially was loving it, so if he suddenly has a massive uptick in performance, you got VSM to thank and his little weird crouch joke that he was doing. It was funny. I'll give him credit.
I'll be doing that myself.
I've never seen the model move like that.
Yeah. So they do it down in Brazil. All right, very important first gun round to set a precedent here for paiN on this comeback. Astralis with 8 T rounds, got to be beaten. Nice off angle, and the punish from Ryu. They combo well there. And with no B pick, paiN is still coming back. It's a weakened site, sure, but this info coming in for Yabi, perfect time. Ouch.
And I mean, look at the reaction from the rest of Astralis, right? When Yabi feeds him that info, yeah, it's like 4 dudes at short. They've got the bomb here. There's instant aggression from the rest of Astralis. Stair goes to try and take space back over here in mid. He knows they've only just cleared this position, and so it's not expected. Stair deals them a very rough hand, leaves it all on VSM. The AWP moves in, and Fuzi just isn't missing.
Blocked.
Smiles all around from Astralis as that one comes together beautifully.
Such a great bit of aggression that you note there from Stair, getting into a very committed position where you need a multi-kill, but man, 3 kills and further damage. Job done. Round delivered.
Just a great way to play around the info, you know? Like, I think it would have been easy to maybe just rotate an extra player, play a little back within A, but no, he uses it to fully lock him into connector. Ooh, denies that path to come back.
And QZ, if he just full sends right now, he's going to get behind all of Astralis. How quick do they rotate back? Stair is moving from connector originally. He will take it up. Very good timing check for Stair. That was a chance for NQZ, who tanked the molly, to be in the A site. Now he's called it off. Almost goes very wrong for Astralis. Still can scout tag. Oh dear. Oh no. Or below. Pistol's getting close.
Deleted. NQZ. There's the opening.
Cheeky.
And Hooksy realizes he's in this fight all alone. He's going to play it forward into the toilet smoke. Big Azera has figured him out. Even though Yabi arrives, the site's already lost. The round was meant to be over. Will that double from Yabi give Ryu reason enough to go for this?
So far away, he wasn't even thinking about this, but he is now running a flank with no kit.
Perry should have heard this, right? He made some steps.
I thought he would, but he's not looking like he
and now he hears the steps at long. Big Azera coming back. Ryu, 2 kills right here. So close. Big Azera just keeps that one safe for paiN.
Yabi looking like a nice try, bro. I mean, that was right there. Really nice try. I'm with you. I don't know how Pyrio didn't hear that. Maybe communication. Felt like he ran enough. Backs turned. A very nice try for Ryu, who's been the master of the late round, the closer for Astralis. Just denied by that new MP7, Big Azera's favorite gun.
And I mean, dude, a great round from Snow, you know, like the scout tags he puts down range, the whole reason you're able to kind of keep that site under pressure, all of that coming from the scout, the investment pays for itself. It just won you that round. And so paiN are remaining competitive here. The harder half, harder side, and a chance to break Astralis' money. That would put them on a level playing field here.
Suddenly you're not thinking about how, oh, you need 9 T rounds on Overpass on a map we don't really play. You're thinking about, you're only 4 away from the win. So can paiN break the money here and now? It's already on the edge. Smoke pop, they saw feet. And QZ doesn't get the chance to shoot. Flash scene, Fuzi. Covers the playground push. They've had enough of that. Even HooXi's able to escape with no punish here from paiN. Oh,
that's
ugly.
really, really rough looking. Thankfully, Fuzi's here to keep everything in check. AWP will prove to be one bridge too far, but that double kill at least keeps the hope of this round alive.
Third player toilets, though. Are you ready for that? Ooh. Okay.
All right, solid dink, put down range. And for HooXi now, just play to evade. Doesn't know whether mid is clear or not. They haven't had info on middle, on connector.
Oh, no.
Trying to remedy that now with a com push. VSM goes back. That's Yabi brushed aside. He's even going to hang around. Smoke comes in, but it's going to bounce down those stairs. Lent vision Arayu for an extra few seconds. He just wasn't able to spot VSM.
No rush, because HooXi actually has sight right now. If he could put up a couple of kills here, it's doable. 4 and 13. He's had a really poor up series as an individual, but this could save them. Good flash lineup. No, falls too short. HooXi's got a 1v1 now.
That's going to pull VSM out of position as well. Now he's not watching the connector. Suddenly the Ryu flank comes in and is that much more effective. You could see exactly how this one would fall apart. HooXi pulling the strings and Ryu there to help walk that one over the line. An important round mopped up by Astralis. Their money was on the edge. And they've just kept this whole game in check on the back of this round here.
And you saw how close that flash was to nailing HooXi. It falls a few centimeters short. If that gets him, surely the entry for paiN. Great support from Ryu, who doesn't rush that flank. Lets VSM make the mistake. And Astralis do not go down without a fight. They do not get their money broken yet. It's paiN on pistols. Stare, risky. Low health. Got to get out. They're running him down. AWP needs to provide cover. Astralis still have a chance to call this off. Go back to the bomb site. Relative safety.
Yeah, just any extra mileage you can put between you and these Tech 9s is worth it. They've even brought a third player up. And so running this into A, no longer as simple as it once was. Not quite as good as his almost unshakable record on Dust2, but Fuzi rather, still been solid at hitting these shots on the AWP. And so what you'd love is if he's just able to get one, fall down, be alive by the time the exec gets rolled out, that would be perfect. It doesn't hang around up there too long. He feels this sight take looming. He feels the play coming in. Gonna direct his attentions out towards the long side and he nails it. Now the rifles, the SMGs here to try and stop the spillover, and even though Snow has made it in, he's behind enemy lines. 1 versus 3 required from Snow. And as he goes chasing that kill on Stair, a missed shot costs him dearly.
It's a jump. If he's not jumping, it's probably his kill, but there's still no time. Astralis are right there. Barbarians at the gate. And on the edge of taking this map and series as a result, 11-7. We wondered about paiN's depth on this T side, and to be fair to them, they didn't really get a chance to show it. No buffer, no room for error with an 8-4 first half. And so they eco for the last chance. Glock storm long, but we already saw Stairs internal timer deal with this last time. He'll do it again. He's back here just before they are. It's not even about kills as much as it is just knowing the rush is coming in. And okay, they do find the frag at range, but it's just going to force a full rotate from Astralis, leaving Ryu alone at B. And not having any of it. Astralis just shut the door on paiN. Can they throw the gun away? Yoink. Back to B. Yabby's back. Ouch.
Well, great timing on that nade.
I hit him. Physically hit him.
So this will be Astralis with all the chances to close this series. Strong debut showing from them.
Just Ryu taking the... I mean, both Ryu and Fuzi taking the cake, really taking all the attention here for Astralis. Stairset coming in. Let's see what these guys can do on LAN here. They had their online debut. Forget about it.
And dude, even though I think, you know, VSM and Imperio are both kind of keeping up with the strong starts from rookies on map 1, they've dropped off a little here come the turn of Overpass. Meanwhile, the output you're getting from Ryu and Fuzi is crept up, if anything, on Ryu's side. He's had some very pivotal rounds in this game.
Because Eris just stopped rifling. It's just straight up MP7 to buy nades every round. Forget the Galil. VSM needs to clear this corner. Stair has been connector in many of these rounds, but VSM lurks through the smoke like he did in the first half. He's found himself in a good position, but they still haven't cleared con properly, and Stair's tucked in. Take that kill while you got it, but there's more as they come running down. Yabby, committed position.
Yeah, very committed position for Yabby, and he's going to get peaked on 2 angles of elevation here if they try and clear him together. You might not suspect him playing so far forward in a 4v4, but he's been locked into this position from the moment the round started. Seeing the shadow now and out with a swing. That's all the info for Yabby. Only going to get out with the 1 kill.
Big molly.
Uxie haven't arrived down in this B site, and Ryu with a great game leveled against paiN right now. Still feels all right for Astralis. Ryu holds the line. Won't be able to get that reload off, and so this is it. Fuzi and Uxie swinging for the fences, hoping to close this now in the 2v2.
VSM walking up onto the orb, but Fuzi has just not been missing until this moment. Uxie's still here. They never cleared him. Bomb loose. No time. VSM has to clutch up or paiN go to the lower bracket here in stage 1. Astralis not only survive, but thrive in this BO3. A 2-0 victory. They keep it going into the top side of stage 1. A debut on LAN for this roster. Astralis breaking away from the Danish scene and going international, and right now proving to be fruitful. A dominant win, a good look from Ryu and Fuzi. All in all, things are in order for Astralis.
Yeah, you know, just